Punters and dribblers, welcome back to About Even, number one sports betting show of all time. I'm your host. Tom's away. Loser. He's gone on holidays. Also not made of the right stuff. I think we can all agree. And sometimes his presence on the show hinders all of us. So I think now that we've got a bit of clear air to breathe, to think, to live, to exist, it's going to be a good week. Shout out to Ned's, best in the business. Greatest of all time, our dear, dear friends. If you're not betting with Neds, then you're betting with the wrong joint. Follow along on the profiles to see what we're betting on. If you followed last week, apologies. But this week, again, without Tom, is going to be a better week. Sebo, Guru, how are we, boys?
Yeah, I'm going well. Look, had a tough weekend on like Supercoach and Pump, but I'm going well. I'm feeling well. The air is starting to like clear, or the fog a little bit from the beginning of the year for me. So I feel like as bad as my punting's been, the story ain't over, and I need to kind of have like my back against the wall to perform. We've seen that in my golf. It's when I'm absolutely fucked that I come through with the goods. So yeah.
Just a bit of a, peek behind the curtain. Seb is fucked at the moment, so we'll get to that in accountability, but you possibly couldn't be any more fucked than you are right now.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough, but I haven't given up hope.
Roo?
Yeah, I've still been living a pretty high off my, riding that wave off my unit scooper, and I think I'm starting to come to the end of riding. I can feel the sand dragging on the board. I think that wave's coming to an end. So I need to do something here. I find it bizarre, boys, that Tom goes like a busted asshole for 6 weeks, has a decent 2 weeks, and decides I've earned a Fiji holiday.
I know. It's outrageous.
Wild.
Outrageous in the extreme. I think we should just get into the accountability, boys. Let's just see how we went last week and, quite frankly, assess the damage, because it just wasn't a good week, although we started well. Shout out to Tom. This is the only fucking compliment I'm going to give him. I'm just getting up the score for last week. I did not include it in the sheet. My apologies. Titans 27 defeated the Warriors 24. Tom comes in with a stat provided by a dribbler whereby the Titans had lost. This was their 7th game. Even though it was round 8, it was their 7th game. We went through it the week previous that a lot of teams in previous years who hadn't won a game got that fucking win in round 7. We leant all the way into that. Titans do win. AJ does score 10.99 for that. I'm glad I followed the big fella. I was on a AFB first try scorer. That would have been a fucking disaster. So good start to the week. I was starting to feel myself. Obviously, things went downhill from there. Sebo, you were a DWZ short.
Yeah, I mean, when you've got 2 forwards, a front rower, and Fafita, did he come off the bench even? They get over, and DWZ doesn't. And in the last 10 minutes, I think there was about 15 close calls. With he got held up on the last tackle by maybe it was AJ. He was in the air a few times, and I was like that moment. Well, that 10-minute period was like, this is going to decide my weekend. Which way is it going to go? A great bet getting up, or just run out of luck?
Not a great week, buddy. If DWZ lets you down like that for 15.58, you're fucking up against it.
Yep.
Shout out to the Titans for hanging on, though. I mean, the Warriors threw everything at them late, and they just held gritty football side. The lippy DWZ lets him down as well, which we love.
I think full credit to you too, Ed. When Tom went on that rant last week about the Titans, I just sat there and went, what the fuck is this guy talking about?
Yeah,
when you
did.
doubled down with him, that shocked me to my core. Credit to you.
Thank you, mate. I'm a old school Pattonist, and when I was alerted to the fact the Titans had indeed had a bye, the pattern was still alive, and I dove all the way into it. Roosters 60 defeated the Dragons 16. I'll be honest with you, didn't see this coming. Did not see this coming. This game was just another example of how fucking unpredictable rugby league really is. And I don't see this week being any better, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, but I mean, I know what you're saying. Rugby league is unpredictable.
It's super unpredictable.
But it's just like the Dragons do this every year, though. They have a few great games, and you're like, oh, they're not shit. And then they're like,
they are shit, though.
But they are shit. They are like
shit.
this thing. They can have great games, but they are shit.
They're a shit side.
Yeah, like
They're a shit footy side.
yeah. No one's
Simple as that. Let's be honest. They're a shit side. You know, they surprise you against other fucking shit teams, and you think, shit, this bunch of shitheads are good. They're not. Angus Crichton scores, had a great game. Our old mate AC, shout out to him. Great to see him playing rugby league at its absolute greatest again. Lomax doesn't score. Dragons don't win. Dragons plus 6.5 obviously doesn't hit. Ravalawa doesn't hit. A lot of red. Couple of, just Angus Crichton and Manu is the only green. Rue and I double staked it.
Yeah, that hurts. Yeah, you made me feel like a coward last week when I didn't double stake, so that's a real kick in the dick for me.
But you were until you doubled it a coward. You might be stupid now,
I might
but
be a
at least you're
stupid
not a coward.
Yeah, I was actually hyper confident on that bet. I was really confident the Dragons would at least put in a good performance, isn't it? It feels like 6 years straight now. I've been going, are the Roosters good or not? And I have no fucking idea.
No one has any fucking clue if the Roosters are good or not. I think the reality is they have good games in them, but without, arguably one of the great halfbacks of all time, they're not going to get the job done. That's my feeling.
I think they're just the opposite of the Dragons. The Dragons are a shit team who can have these like really good games once every 4 or 5 games and make you think they're good. The Roosters are good, but just have these terrible games where you go, are they shit? But really, they're not shit.
They're just not that good.
They're just not that good. Yeah.
Hope that helps at home.
Does that help everyone? I actually walked away last week looking at my bets going, fuck, these are good bets. These are really good bets. They weren't. Storm 54 defeat the Rabbitohs 20. I'll give you an example. I knew the Rabbitohs were going like a busted ass. I knew the Storm were flying. And I put Munster in tick and Whiten. What? Why did I do that? Why is Whiten in there? Why is Whiten in there? What am I doing? Why is Whiten in there? That doesn't hit. Bloor doesn't hit for Guru. His new crush, I'd say, Sean Bloor.
Yeah, well, he's coming again this week, so crush it up.
Kai Pearce-Paul again this week?
No, I steered away, unfortunately. Not doing too well with me old
Keep hammering him. Keep hammering him. It's like, look what I did to fucking Scotty Scheffler. The guy was ranked 40th in the world. I kept betting on him to win. He hadn't had a win. Now he's got 2 Masters, about 7 wins in a row. You just got to believe if he's your boy, you know what I mean? Just keep hammering him.
The thing is, in golf, you were getting like 100 to 1s for Scotty Scheffler, so it doesn't really matter. Where if you're following Kai Pearce-Paul every week for $3,
yeah, I'm getting $4.
Shout out to the bookies for putting Kai Pearce-Paul at like $3 every week. He's never scored a try. That makes heaps of sense. Lippy misses a Meany, Seb misses a Murray, Tom misses Meany.
Other way around. I got a Murray, believe it or not, and then a game where Storm scored 54
Sorry, you
points.
got a Murray, didn't get a Katoa. Yeah.
Katoa, but I mean, he had some moments. Where you're like, he's crashing over, and he just does. And I'm just like, this is just my fucking life at the moment. I can get a Cam Murray leg, and then a 54 Storm. I can't get a Katoa.
Yeah. Madness in the extreme. Seagulls 32 defeated the Eels 18. They hung around, but the Eels in the end outclassed by just a superior outfit. One of the great teams all time. Saab 2+, no. Turbo 2+, no. That rules out Tom, Seb, and Guru. You never Control C, Control V bets on scale never work.
Well, you got one this week
on scale. Yeah. So if you get double buy-in, they never hit.
Yeah, I think you do it though when it's just like it's a mix of you like their bet, but you just also hate your bet. You know what I mean? You just like
it's more you hate your own than anything.
My bet sticks. I can't come up with anything. You know what I mean? I've got the ingredients here, and I'm cooking something that tastes like crap. But, yeah.
Completely agree. Lippy will be asking himself how in the fuck doesn't Saab score, but he doesn't. So. Red again for all of us. Broncos 34 defeat the Tigers 10. Jordan Ricky, where you at? Where you at the 34 points to 10 win? God, I needed ya. Fuck, I wanted ya. Lets me down. Lets Tom down. Lets Sebo down, although he had Tigers plus 13.5. Weird bet.
Had to do it.
Walsh first try scorer. Staggs first try scorer. Nah. This is where the pain starts to set in for your beloved panelists, your idols, your heroes. Panthers 26 defeat the Cowboys 20. Panthers minus 9.5 for Tom, triple staked. And for Sebo. and for Guru. A lot of circle jerking bullshit going on yesterday. You know, you're all sucking each other off, telling you what you wanted to hear. I didn't like the bet. Doesn't mean I'm a great punter. Just didn't like it. Didn't like the fact that the Cowboys were at home and Panthers don't hump teams all the time.
They were at half time.
But they didn't, did they? So that goes down.
Yeah.
Tungo. I'm like, oh, Cleary's back. Tungo will score tries. Nah, doesn't score any. Lippy had Taruva 2+. Did he play last week? I don't think he did.
No, they dropped him.
Alamotti. I think so. No.
So, assuming Lippy had Alamotti, which he didn't because it says Taruva here, and Panthers -9.5 doesn't hit. So that lets everyone down. But you start to see the bleed commence. Wounds have been opened on the boys.
Yeah.
Wounds are opened. Blood loss starting to flow. This is where it starts to get real bad for Sebo and Tom. Knights 18 defeat the Dolphins 14. Before this game started, I fucking knew that the Dolphins wouldn't cover that line. There was something in the air. And again, I ask myself, why the Dolphins? What gives you such confidence about the Dolphins? Because you heard a couple of blokes on NRL 360 say that they need to have Ponga for any chance to win. Those old cunts don't know jack shit. That's what you got to remind yourself.
Yeah, but the Knights have been playing like utter shit with Ponga.
But the Dolphins aren't that good either.
Yeah, I know, but this is what rugby league does to you because they went up to Darwin and put bloody 40 or 50 on the Eels. All of a sudden, everyone jumps on
Darwin
there.
Rugby League, though.
It's just like you can't escape the trap that rugby league sets. Because like no team ever like consistently pumps someone, but like it's just all over the map. And as punters, you're always chasing the thing that happened the previous week and trying to go, well, they pumped them and they lost to them, so that's why I'm going to go fucking 13+. It never comes off. You have to go the opposite. Like most people lose money when they punt, and then everyone does the same thing. So you got to go against the grain sometimes. Like you got to go, okay, if everyone thinks that's going to happen, I'm going to get on the opposite. Maybe that's the way you win. I don't know, but like rugby league just defeats you sometimes.
The Dolphins are quickly becoming one of the great pains in the punting arse of all time.
Yep.
I've got no idea what I'm going to get week to week.
Completely agree. Tom, Eddie, myself, and Sebo all had Dolphins -7.5. Guru avoids it because he'd already double staked or triple staked 2 games. He had Fuller and under 45.5. Fuller doesn't score. Lippy red. Dolphins -7.5. Asako 2+ and Bostock. So at this point, boys are bleeding big time. Although there was a bit of a shining light late in the round. Sharks 40 defeat the Raiders 0. Tom got Sharks -7.5 into Katoa 2+, and Sebo got Nikora and Katoa for 7.15. So some light at the end of the tunnel.
Tiny bit of light.
Tunnel.
But it's I feel like I'm living in one of those Arctic places where it's like night for like 40 nights. But as I said you go against it. I said Nikora last week.
The long night, like on True Detective.
Exactly. And Rando was like, Nikora hasn't scored this season. I go, exactly. That's what I said last week. I go, good, I like that because now his value's up because he hasn't scored. Yep. That's the way you got to do it, right? Like, I'm only seeing clearly now, even though I'm out of money probably. But so yeah, look, I'll take that as like a little bit of a defibrillator kind of thing. Like I'm not completely dead, but
You're not
like,
dead yet, buddy.
Yeah, but I'm
Just hanging on by a rugby league thread.
if I'm storming Normandy, I've lost a limb or two at least. Maybe. I'm not
you're
dead.
fucking limbless.
Yeah, I'm the guy.
You're missing your torso,
the guts
buddy.
coming
Don't
out.
worry about that.
Don't even bother dragging him to the shelter. He's fucked. Yeah.
Just on Seb's bet too, now that Nico's the main guy there without Trindle, fuck that right edge.
Yeah.
There's value out there.
Yep. Yeah, there is.
Unless they're just
There
getting
is.
cold last week.
There is. It's I've gone that way maybe this week as well.
Is Mulatalo on the left?
Yep.
Yep.
I think it was like the first game he hasn't scored this year.
Excellent. Excellent. Unit scooper time. Tom went on Azaki, got 4 from 8. I loved my unit scooper last week and got 1 from 4. So that just paints a rugby league picture. Sebo had 3 from 6. Rue had 4 from 7. And the Lippy 2 from 8. Tried to rock up and smoothie all of us. You can't get back-to-back smoothies, mate. It's just never been done in the history of man. In the hot seat, Sebo, Dolphins -7.5. He tried to flip a coin, go all Anzac on us. It didn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
It didn't matter whatsoever because he's out of the seat now. Dolphins minus 7.5 doesn't hit. Panthers minus 9.5 doesn't hit. I'm in. One bet for victory. One bet for victory for $1,000. One bet. That's all I need. If not, Roo gets it, having done absolutely fuck all, which would be beyond annoying. But also, you could argue that his decision to go Morgan Smithies a couple of weeks ago would be genius. I want to prevent that. I want to stop him in his tracks, if you don't mind.
I think you've also picked the most exciting bet we could possibly have.
Yeah, you want to make it hot and horny.
It's unreal. I can't wait.
You want to make it hot and horny and leave it late. Hot seat. I've done that. Weekly leaderboard. Now, I think I've said this on the show before. I'm going to say it again. The Lippy won. But if you don't hit a bet, did you really win? You know what I mean? Did you really win?
No.
Tom got 2 bets and lost 3 more units than him because he triple staked 2 things. I just don't know if you can consider yourself a Lippy of any note if you didn't get a bet.
No, well, I was just talking about Normandy before. It's like if you go out and you storm there, the Lippy's just there not shooting anyone, hiding, where at least we're going out guns blazing.
The Lippy's 3rd or 4th wave. He comes fucking 2 weeks later when the job's done.
I'll op him.
They're already at Normandy or fucking Paris by the time he gets on the boat, this useless prick. Lippy does win. And that's absolutely in quotations. 0 of 9 bets, 11 of 29 units, units minus 6.02. I was second, minus 8.69. Tom third, minus 9.14, even though he had 2 bets, but 2 triples go down. Sebo, 1 of 9, minus 13.89. And Roo, dead last. The ride absolutely over. No question about that whatsoever. Minus 14.52 units.
I actually thought it'd be worse, to be honest. I was preparing for worse, so I can deal with that.
Okay. He's happy somehow. Leaderboard. This is grim. Roo, 3 of 76 bets at 3.94%. No, that isn't a mispronunciation. He's minus 15.52. Lippy second. 6 of 71 minus 29.17. I'm third, 9 from 76 bets. By far the most bets landed, doesn't matter. I'm minus 31.22. Tom, fourth, 5 of 76 bets, minus 37.14. So the bloke with the least amount of bets is winning. Thank God you got that unit scooper, big fella. And Sebo, last by a fucking fair margin, 5 of 76 bets. Listen to this, minus 64.66. That is fucking brutal. He's got $353.45 left.
Yeah, look, I don't think I've ever hit a double stake in my life. And it's the thing that ruined my season last time. It's completely killed me now. I'm trying to do some quick math in my head or on my little calculator here, but it's like there's, 22 more rounds left? So I need, I need unit scooper money. So I need 210. So, I got about 230, $220, or even $150. So I have to bet like $20 odds to stay alive, I think, and just hit a couple of them because I'm going in on the unit scoopers. You know what I mean? That's my tactic right now. If this is the Titanic, I have gone beyond lifeboats, and now I'm trying to find, if this thing's got 3 hours to sink, how quickly can I build something that floats? You know what I mean? I just need to grab my unit scooper units and just start pulling, because if I'm trying to fucking get on a lifeboat, it's already gone.
They're gone.
It's already gone. Don't waste your time. Stick to what you got left. If you're in Normandy or if it's Saving Private Ryan, they didn't have the rocket launchers and they're hitting the things and throwing at the tanks. You're using all the ammo that you can, fashioning things out. Unit scoopers is where it's at. And I'm going to start betting $20 plus. That's going to have to do. Hopefully jag a few of them and then we can reevaluate. But I have to reevaluate what's going on. I am never double staking, triple staking ever again in my life. Oh. Ever again in my life.
Clip that up.
Ever again in your life?
I just can't, because I can't do it. Like when we brought that in halfway through last season when I was up like 40 units without a unit scooper. And then triple stakes, like, I'm going all right. And ever since then, Ever since then, it's just been just a fucking.
What about the Mystics?
Well, it's hard because the Mystics are actually Aqua Mystics, and I don't live by the ocean anymore, so I can't swim out to my reef. At low tide, I can stand on my reef out in Gordons Bay and just like fucking contemplate. Now I'm stuck in Stanmore, just, bit of graffiti everywhere. It's not really you know what I mean? It's just two babies just stopping. Oh my God. Swum like twice this whole summer.
There you heard it, punters and dribblers. Mystics are actually Aqua Mystics. I thought you were in the forest. I don't know where the fuck you are.
Yeah,
buddy.
underwater landscape. Underwater forest. A lot of kelp beds. Good for squidding, actually.
All right. With that, I think we fucking get into it, don't you? Jesus Christ. Thursday night rugby league. Rabbitohs take on the Panthers at Aqua Stadium. Heavy underdogs. The Rabbits. 5.20 plays $1.15. Lions 15.5. Total points is 43.5. Rando, talk to me for the first time today, buddy.
It's going to be wet, 10 to 20 millimetres expected on Thursday. Now I've been inundated with questions about how teams go first up with their caretaker coach. In the NRL era, the team who has had their coach sacked has won the next game 38% of the time. Last year, both teams to sack their coach won the following week. In terms of head-to-head between these two teams, 6 of the last 7 night games between Souths and Penrith have been decided by less than 15 points. The line at plus 15.5 there, so maybe choose to take that down a notch. Whilst Souths have been awful, they do continue to score points on their left edge, scoring 48% of their tries down that edge. The Panthers, they've conceded 48% of their tries on their right edge. It's a perfect matchup here. We're looking at Jacob Gagai there at left wing for the Rabbits at 260. A left edge player has scored in 4 of the last 5 games against the Panthers.
Can I just jump in quickly?
Yeah, you can, mate. Yep.
With Isaac Thompson coming back in, do you reckon Jacob Gagai will play left side?
I was talking with Timmy about this one, and I checked a New South Wales Cup game earlier this year. Both of them were on the centres. Gagai played left, Thompson played right.
Okay.
So hopefully Ben Hornby doesn't...
It's a watch there, though.
Yeah, it is.
I'm not totally convinced on that, but yeah, interesting one.
Who do you like, mate?
Mate, I'm going to take Penrith 13 plus in this one. I'm going to take Isaac Tunga. Now, the thing that really worries me is my entire bet today was all things that you questioned off the back of your bets last week. Cleary's back. Isaac Tunga will score. That rattled me. You then said, why the fuck was Jack Whiten in my bet? I've also got Jack Whiten in my bet. So confidence is an all-time low on this bet, if I'm being completely honest with you. But I'm going to go Penrith 13 plus, Isaac Tunga to score, Jack Whiten to score, 15-71. Fuck it.
Sebo?
Yeah, I mean, I hear what you're saying, Roo, that you're worried because people are questioning. But as I said earlier at the beginning of the show, you got to do stuff when people aren't doing it. You know what I mean? Because everyone out there is going, oh, the best bet in the world, Taruva 2 plus, Cleary, look, Panthers minus 50. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so I'm trying to do a little bit of kind of, I want to take the Bunnies line plus 15.5. The coach got sacked. But then it's like, from what you hear in the media is that he lost the locker room, so they might have to go like, look, if we get pumped again, then it's like kind of obvious it's on us. So I think they aim up a little bit, plus 15.5. I like the plus line. I think Penrith will win, but I just want to be on the plus side of points on a bounce back. Bunnies might have a dig. I'm taking Whiten and then Cleary for 23.35. I think I want to stay away from. No, I just saw it his bet then. But anyway, Edward, you.
Listen, Sebo's shit all over my bet, and he's allowed to. Quite frankly, he's allowed to shit all over my bet because we're all at sea here. We're all at sea, and we're doing our very, very best to fucking bail water out of these lifeboats, mate, because it's getting fucking dire. All I can think is that cream rises to the top. It's an old saying for a reason, and it still has a place in rugby league football today. When I look at the Rabbitohs, I think to myself, yeah, they're going like a busted ass. Tick. They don't have a coach anymore. Tick. They still don't have a halfback. Tick. Fucking Latrell's not playing. Tick. So they're not. I don't see where the points are coming from against Panthers, whose defense is rock fucking solid. Cleary's back for another week, showing the boys how to get around the park. And Taruva just won't stop scoring. I mean, he's been scoring almost at will this year. Alamotti, who came on for him last week, he scored. So I like Taruva. I like the Panthers 13 plus. Like, yeah, I could probably come back here tomorrow or next week and go, fuck, that 15.5 was such a lot of points and it was raining. I shouldn't have fucking done that. And that was such a fucking dumb thing to do. But I just think that the Rabbitohs, with their current side, will find it hard to score points against the Panthers, whose defense is elite. That's my thinking. So 620 for that. Lippy, Garner, Edwards, 1157.
The Lippy is, by the way, Joshua McDougall from Goulburn. He hit a 251 same-game multi, so not like a smoothie, just a same-game multi, and he's expecting twins. So I thought I'd extend an olive branch and just go, enjoy a bit of time on air right now because your life's going to be fucked soon. You're going to be fucked. You're going to be all at sea. And it's going to bleed into all aspects of your life. Mainly punting.
Yeah, mainly punting. But listen, maybe your sex life as well. Game 2, the mighty Manly Seagulls take on the Raiders at Brookvale Oval. $1.22 plays 4.25. -13.5 is the line. Total points 43.5. Rando.
It's going to be wet as well for this one, 10 to 20 millimetres, same as the day before. Manly, they've won 6 of their last 8 against the Raiders at Brookie. They've also won by 13-plus points in 3 of their last 4 games at home. Worth mentioning that Tom Trbojevic, he scored 12 tries in 10 games against the Raiders and scored a double in each of his last 2 games. He's $1.75 for a little bit better odds. Ruben Garrick has scored 7 tries in his last 5 Friday night games at home, a hat-trick and a double in his last 2. He looks pretty juicy at 220.
Interesting. Anything you want to say about Stubby Cooler Canacala?
Not much, to be honest, no.
Look, I'll get us started here. I've got a big game of golf on Friday, and so I've been checking my 13 weather apps every half hour, and you get a feel for when it actually is going to fucking pour. And I think like Saturday it's going to be 20 mils maybe. So I'm taking the unders here because it's the Raiders. I'm taking the Raiders plus 13.5 and the unders because I don't reckon they're going to get pumped back to back. Ricky's going to fire them up. I'm not saying the Raiders are going to be consistently good, but just get teams on the bounce back. If it's 20 mil, go the unders, and the Raiders drag them down into the mud. And then Turbo on the other side to boost some value. It's only 688, but that's just me on the back of 13 weather apps. That's the way I see it.
Roo?
Boys, I've got the unders and I've got Turbo as an ATS. Love Rando stats there. I actually put this bet on when I thought DCE wasn't going to be playing, and I really loved the bet at that time. I just can't see the Raiders. They could beat 40-0 and Ricky's 500. He would have sprayed the living shit out of them this week. I think they'll defend well. They're without Fogarty. I don't know where they get their points from. I think Manly without Ola Kawatu, I think that really hurts their attack. I really like this bet, under 43.5, Turbo, 376. The more I talk, the more I like it. I'm going to double stake this week, boys.
Okay. Here we go. Bit of movement at the station. Boys trying to fucking throw their weight around. I like it.
Not here to fuck spiders.
Not here to fuck spiders. Listen, if you watch the press conference from last Sunday like I did, Ricky was as fucking ropeable as a man can be without being in a verbal tirade, without actually like throwing down. He was absolutely fucking fuming. And the boys would have got one of the great sprays of all time. Now, Manly is missing a Hamole, which is not good. And although I think we win, I think this might be a little bit tighter than, you might previously have expected. Maybe a sunny afternoon, dry track, Raiders coming off a win. I think then we hump well. But I think given the circumstances, Manly 1-12. Now, I did have Cooler. That's why I asked for some advice. But Turbo seems to be the fucking play, the safer bet. He goes in. And unders, $9.42 rugby league cents. Now, see, that's me. Usually I'd go Manly 13 plus, but, taking a little bit of Sebo, being like, well, it's not always going to be the case. So, you 1-12 it. They'll fucking win by 40 points and it'll just be a waste of complete and utter waste of time.
Yeah.
Can't get the words out.
But, I swear, Because 13 plus has done a lot. Under 12's done like half the time, maybe 1 to 12, even less. I reckon it gets up. Because
1 to 12,
everyone just is too dumb. They just see 13 plus. That's all they see. But like 1 to 12 is actually where it's at if you've got conviction, I feel.
Where 1 to 12 versus 13 plus, how's that?
I'll get back to you.
You can work on that one.
I can work
in
on
the
that.
background, please, sir.
Yes,
Lippy,
sir.
Turbo 2 plus into subs, 1660. That seems pretty juicy. Might even just quickly check that. Do we believe the Lippy? Not always. I certainly don't. Because old mate's paying fucking $3.35, Tommy, for two or more. Sub 886. 886. Way too juicy. That's been changed.
I'm back trying to get one through. Good on him.
Yeah.
Did he send that to you?
I'll check. I'll probably stuffed up. Let's see.
I'd be pointing fingers, Sebo. Fuck him.
Yeah. No, that's what he said.
Yeah, good on him.
Well, that's complete and utter bullshit, mate. You've been found out well and truly. Might have to start checking all your bets because that's uncouth. That's extremely uncouth. Game 3, Friday night. Broncos versus Roosters at Suncorp Stadium. Broncos are $1.40 favourites, playing $2.95 for the Roosters. The line's minus 8.5. Total points 41.5. Rando.
Should be dry for this one. The Roosters, they haven't lost to the Broncos at Suncorp since 2019. They've also won their last 7 games after scoring 50-plus points the week before. For try scorers, Ezra Mam has scored 4 tries in his last 4 games. He comes up against the Roosters' weak right side defence. In particular, he is facing Nat Butcher, who has leaked 6 line breaks in 7 games this season.
Interesting. Sebastian?
You'd think the line would be a bit shorter considering the Roosters just like clicked the other day. They looked like, okay, is this how they should play? Like Sam Walker's electric. I saw the 8.5 points and I was like, I get it that the Broncos are great and everyone's back, but I'm just going to take the Roosters line, thanks. Like plus 8.5, I'll take that. And then I'm just going to try, this is just a big boy bet where I'm just like, I can't do too many low stakes. And I did a lower one later on. So I was like, I'm going to boost the hell out of this. Put in Walsh because he's scored like every time he's played. And then Payne. I reckon Payne can crash over for 62.35. The reason you're getting a lot of odds is because I've got 2 Broncos try scorers and the Roosters line. But fuck it. It's worth $60.
Payne Haas 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
Big.
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not?
Like it. I have gone Reece Walsh, boys. Why we're still getting $2.15, $2.20 for Reece Walsh is crazy. He scored every single week, except for the week he got knocked out. So I'm going to take Reece Walsh, and I'm going to take Nat Butcher. I love second rowers going at Ezra Mam. So Nat Butcher into Walsh, $11.15. You're pretty much getting $11 for Nat Butcher to score there.
Yep. It's not bad. Reece Walsh is paying $2.15, which is absolute madness considering some. I mean, that was basically what you got for DWZ to score 2 last week. Didn't score any. I've got Reece Walsh and I've got Joey Manu of Hates to Pass It fame. I like that about Joey Manu because you know if he's close to the line, even if he's 20 out, he's going to grip it and rip it. You know what I mean? And the man's all brawn. So if you fuck up even slightly defensively, he's going to make you pay $7.41 for that to come off. I don't hate that because Walsh scores. It's basically I get $7.41 for Manu to score, which you can't hate.
You know the best thing about betting on Joey Manu is that with 20 minutes to go, if the Roosters are in the game, their whole game plan turns to get the ball to fucking Manu.
Yeah.
Turn him inside, kick it to him, do anything. Their entire game plan revolves around him when they're desperate. Love it.
Yeah. I mean, it's just the simple
It's perfect for punting.
Yeah.
Because Walsh will score in the first 20 minutes and then Manu in the last 20 minutes. Thank you very much.
I've got you, Sebo, for that 1 to 12, 13 plus market. Can you believe it? 32-32.
Yeah, right.
Is that right?
50%.
Wow.
Well, there you go. But how many times have you picked? The thing is, the punters pick 30. They don't pick it 50-50. You know what I mean?
So you want to go back and go, what was more likely, and then look at it.
Well, it's just everyone goes on the 13 plus when the thing is it's down the middle. And that's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah, okay. So you think that most people go 13 plus, 13 plus, 13 plus, so you don't see enough 1 to 12s, and maybe there's a bit of value kicking about.
Yeah.
Like it. You just need big balls to go 1 to 12. And I think subconsciously maybe the punter goes, I just want it to be a blowout, and then so I'm super comfortable as opposed to watching this nail biter come down to the end and you basically give yourself hemorrhoids. And punting-induced hemorrhoids, no good. Lippy, Dommy Young, Arthurs, Ezra, Broncos -8.5, 1925. A lot happening there, champion. I'll be honest, don't like it. Don't like it. It's nothing about you, nothing to do with you. It's not personal. Just don't like the bet. Now, Sad Diabo. The glamorous 3 p.m. Saturday slot filled this week with 2 glamorous rugby league sides. The Bulldogs take on the Tigers at Aqua Stadium. There'll be 4,500 screaming punters there. $1.40 plays $2.95. -7.5 the line for the Doggies. I like that. And the total points is 40.5. Rando talked me out of liking 7.5.
It's going to be pissing down for one, up to 40 millimetres expected on Saturday. The Tigers, they haven't won at a course since 2018, losing their last 9 games at the venue, while the Dogs, they have won 7 of their last 8 games as the favourite. For try scorers, the Tigers, they've conceded 77% of their tries from the middle of the field to their right edge. They have conceded 4 tries in 4 games to 5/8. Matt Burton has scored 4 tries in 3 games this season at a core and 3 tries in his last 5 games against the Tigers.
Okie dokie. I will go first and I will change my bet slightly. I did have Dogs -7.5, Critter and Olam. Critter's staying. Olam's getting the fuck out of the side and Burton will come in. I'll get the odds up. I just think Dogs at home, -7.5. The Tigers stink. Yeah, they had a couple of fun little wins and everyone's like, Tigers are back. They're not back. They're not back for shit. They stink. Appy's playing hurt. He's their best player. And the Dogs proved against the Roosters a couple of weeks ago, they fucking love the wet. It was pouring a couple of weeks ago. It's not going to get wetter than that. That's as wet as you can get it. And they go out there, yeah, it got tight at the end, but they fucking blew them out of the water early. So Dogs -7.5. Anytime try, scorer, Critter into Burton. You're going to get $10.53 rugby league cents, punters and dribblers.
And I'm going to follow you into war there, Eduardo. I'm going to copy and paste.
Smart
that
footy.
and come with you, mate.
That's smart from Roo there. He sees talent and he jumps on the tails of it, mate. Roo will also take my bet, $10.53. Sebo, what are you doing?
I'm just going left. Rando, you're saying that the Tigers' right sucks?
Yep.
Yeah, sweet. I mean, it is rainy, but Billy Kickout, like he can crash. Even though he's only scored once this year, he can just crash over. I had Appy, but I switched him out for Burton and then Bronson, 29.58. I actually love stacking a side in rugby. Like, pick one team, pick 2 or 3 try scorers on that side. So you just dialed in any time they go that way. So I'm hoping there's a bit of a, wet weather mauling by the Dogs because they do have 3 try scorers, but that's likely on the cards.
Very nice from Sebo. Lippy has Buller into kick out under 40.5, 38.74. Interesting. Saturday, 5 p.m., 5:30 p.m. Titans take on the Storm at Seabus Super Stadium. Heavy dogs, the Titans, 4.80, Storm $1.19, Lions +14.5, total points 45.5. Rando, are the Titans any sniff whatsoever here?
Well, they did win last time they played at Seabus, but that was without Cam Munster for the Storm. The Storm, they've won 9 of their last 10 games against the Titans. They failed to cover the handicap in their last 6 games, so I am a bit concerned about that +14. It will be raining on the Gold Coast, 1 to 5 millimetres there, so be wary. For try scorers, you just really can't look past Cam Munster. In-game 200, paying $2.95 anytime. He's scored in each of his last 4 games against the Titans. It is a team he has scored more tries against than any other club. He's also scored in his last 3 games at Seabus Super Stadium. $2.95.
Okay.
Who was that?
Okay, Munster.
Great. I've got him. And I'll kick this one off as well, may as well. I really like the Storm this year. I think they're fucking terrific. They're playing incredible football, starting to hum on all cylinders. Money Munster's back, ripping and tearing. scores for me last week. I like him again this week. I like Meaney. I like Munster. I like Katoa. Two blokes in Munster and Meaney that didn't score last week, and that's why I like them. $26.63. The Titans, gritty win against the Warriors, sure, but they've turned no corner. Rue?
I had Blore and Hughes as ATS, but off the back of Rando, I'm going to short ball a Cam Munster in there, and you're getting $44.88 for me. Thanks for coming.
Sebo?
Yeah, I swapped out Hughes for Munster, which kind of is a bit scary because now Hughes will go over. But I just have to take Munster. Katoa, I feel he's owed one from last week. And then I was like, oh, maybe I'll put Brimson in because he scored, back-to-back weeks. I was like, no, stick to your fucking guns. Just throwing a random goddamn Titans back. Kelly. Why? Because he's paying $4 because no one's betting on him. No one's betting on him. And that's what I've got to do. So you get 42.33.
Nice, mate. Lippy, Grant and Meaney, 8.18. 8.18 for Grant and Meaney. All right, Queensland showdown. Cowboys take on the Dolphins at Queensland Country Bank Stadium. $1.40 the Cowboys, $3 the Dolphins. Might be a bit of value there. Lions -8.5. Total points is 48.5. Rando, that's an unbiased assumption of this game, please, mate, if you don't mind.
Please, a bit of value for the Finns. You're kidding. The Cowboys, they've won their last 2 games against them by 13-plus points. They have won 15 of their last 19 games at home as the favourite. They should cover that -8.5 line. That fly is bugging me. For try scorers, I mean, it's really tough to find a good head-to-head stat here between the Finns and the Cowboys, considering how many games they've played. But the left edge defense for the Dolphins is shot, conceding 30% of their tries. We're looking at the right center here, who has scored the most tries down that right edge against the Finns. So Vilea is making his club debut for the Cowboys there. He is one to look at, but if you want to play it safer, Carl Feld has scored 4 tries in 3 games against the Finns.
Felt.
Are you going to bet on Carl Feld?
No.
Seba?
I'm done. Like, why would I try again? Even though all the stats are lining up to it, I'm done. I am just going 2 pluses. I think it's always a fun bet, and you always get a lot of odds for it. I'm going Val and Azarko, 2+ each, 51.83. I think this could be one of those games where it's like 40-30. You know what I mean? I really do. Azarko is known to score him a lot. Val, it's kind of like he's always in thereabouts. So 51.83. I just want to. It's almost a really clean bet, even though it's technically 4 try scorers. I like it. Just double up the double.
Rue, what do you like, mate?
I'm thinking down a similar path as Sebo. Obviously, I think it's going to be the only dry game of the weekend. So keen to see some ball movement. Also, boys, considering there's only 4 fucking Queensland teams in this competition, how do we get a Queensland derby every week? It's ridiculous. It's outrageous.
Dolphins don't play in Sydney until round 15. That's the first time they'll play in Sydney.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
So is insanity.
Is it known that the draw is? Do they map the draw out, or do they half rig it, or to completely rig it?
Wouldn't have a clue.
I think they'd be encouraging Queensland derbies as much as possible.
Yeah, because it's like Souths and
but they couldn't play each other more than twice.
Are they trying to get as many games in up there before it's winter? Like what's it like? I don't know. There must be some. It's
before it's winter. Will you be playing
week.
up there in winter as opposed to down in Sydney? It's warm up there.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Fucking know. But it just feels like there's 2 every week, and there's only 4 of them. It's insane. I'm going to take. I've taken the 2 fullbacks, Drinkwater and Fuller. Then I thought I'm going to take the most dangerous back from each side. So I've got a Sarko and Val. I got $27, which I thought was pretty handy. So I'm taking that.
Listen, makes sense. I've got Bostock, Drinkwater, and Avarillo for $12.43. I couldn't give a fuck about this game. I think my bet shows that. I couldn't give a fuck. Just so uninspired by this game of footy, I can't even tell you. The Cowboys suck. The Dolphins suck. And I just don't give a shit.
What time's this one on?
This is 7:30 Saturday night. Yeah, this is fall asleep on the couch sort of rugby league.
I'll be playing my Switch, GoldenEye. I'm up to frigate, so that level pretty hard on 00 agent. So that's what I'll be doing.
Lippy's gone the felt hattie at $16. That won't hit, brah. Apologies. Shit bet. Knights, Warriors. Sunday afternoon, 2 p.m, McDonald Jones Stadium, 2:40 the Knights take on the Warriors, $1.58, who have lost their last two, I believe. Not quite panic stations, but shit, you'd be getting worried. Line plus 4.5, total points is 39.5, rando.
An interesting game, this one. The Warriors, they haven't won in Newcastle since 2019. On top of that, since 2017, these two teams have played in the wet 3 times. The Knights have won all 3 games. The Warriors have lost all 3 games. So there might be some good value there for Newcastle fans. In terms of try scorers, really love the left edge here for the Knights to take on that weak right edge of the Warriors. That right edge is leaking 39% of their tries. Greg Marzu, he has scored 5 tries in 4 games against the Warriors, including a try in each of his last 2. And he's paying $2.30, which I think is probably the highest you'll pay for him this season.
Big injury cloud around Marzu is my only worry.
Is that right?
Yeah, he got injured the back end of last game. Didn't look good. I was a bit surprised he was named. So maybe he does play, but yeah, just approach with caution or wait till the final team
Are you
list on that
suggesting
one.
you'll be playing hurt, Roo?
He could be playing hurt, or Tom Jenkins could be playing on that side. And if you take $2.30 for Marcio and you get Tom Jenkins, you'll be very disappointed.
Well, you'll be pissed off, mate.
Yeah, not great.
You'll be pissed off. Sebo, what do you think, mate?
I mean, Rando's stats have thrown me a little bit, and the rain maybe, but the Warriors have they've lost to just some pretty not ordinary teams. The Titans, they've been pretty shit, right? They haven't won for 7 games in a row. Then the Dragons, they lost to them, and they've had some close losses. They've had a draw with Manly. They're a good team. They start well, and then they finish really but they kind of switch off. I think they're going to wake up and go, what the fuck? We actually need to get our season underway. And so 4.5 points, I think there's a bit of honey dicking here from the Knights going well last week. No, that was just worth flash in the pan. Ponga's out. Knights are still shit. We know that. So 4.5 points seems crazy to me. That the Warriors, who know they've got to come and play and get their season started. DWZ, I'm playing blackjack here, dude, because he's normally $1.70 to score. Because he scores more often than not. He didn't score last week, so I'm taking him for 2. And then Roger, look, he scored last week if Wade Egan didn't just tap a ball from dummy half to knock it on. I think he's owed one. 16.46. I just feel very confident in this bet. If this completely blows up in my face and the Knights of all people beat the Warriors, maybe we have to reassess the Warriors a little bit. But I refuse to because I'm up the wires. I'm on that train.
I agree. I think that the Warriors have got to win this game. If they lose to the Knights without Ponga, it's almost line through the season sort of stuff. It's on a knife's edge, in my opinion. And I think that the Knights honey-dicked the punter and the dribbler last week.
Yep.
I think they honey-dicked the fuck out of us. I think the Wars go over there, get the job done, fuck the stats. And I'm going to back in Sean Johnson, a leader of men, to set the tone for the rest of the boys. Jump on my back, follow me sort of stuff. $4.84 is what you'll get. Roo?
I'm going to take the Newcastle Knights at home, giving them a little bit extra. I've gone plus 8.5. And then in the wet, look long, play short. You know the routine. I'm going to take 2 edge-back rowers. Dylan Lucas for the Newcastle Knights, who's scoring a few tries here and there this season. Playing really good. And Jackson Ford on the left edge for the New Zealand Warriors, $25.39.
Thank you, Ro. Lippy, Warriors 13 plus into Ford into DWZ 13.43. He has shown his colours there. Final game of the round. Sharks, Dragons, Shark Park, Sunday, 4 p.m. $1.22 plays 4.25. Lines minus 13.5. The total points is 44.5. Rando, surely the Sharks get the job done.
Absolutely. They've won their last 8 games against the Dragons, haven't lost to them since 2020, haven't lost at Shark Park to them since 2018. On top of that, they have covered the line in 8 of their last 11 games against bottom 8 opposition. So I do love them to cover that line. In terms of try scorers, if you're looking for a bit of value, Michaeli Ravalawa has scored 5 tries in 5 games against the Sharks. They do always hit that right edge, the Dragons. Benny Hunt has 15 try assists. He's leading the charge down that side. So if they are to get points, it's going to be down that edge because that's the weakest edge of the Sharks.
Brew?
I have gone for Zach Lomax here. I've chased him the last few weeks. Hasn't come up, but I just think I think it's going to be a wet game. I think it's going to be really tight, and you know what the Dragons do when they don't know how to score points. They kick the ball to fucking Zach Lomax. So I'm going to back him in, and I love Britt Nickera. We spoke about him earlier in the show with Nico Hines taking control of this side once again. He loves hitting him down that right edge. So Lomax, Britt Nickera, $11.81 for me.
Sebo?
I'm kind of in Rue's boat here. I'm sticking to that right edge. Even though Nico runs around everywhere, he's mainly on the right. And he's still getting a bit of value for Nickera. I think he's around the 3 something. So I'm going him and Katoa. And then Lomax, just to boost it with the double ender, $20.02. As Rue said, when you're going shit, just kick it to Lomax. And then it's just a smart bet because then you've got you pairing that with the right edge Nico. Just boom, $20.02. I actually think that one's coming off.
When I look at yours at $20 and mine at $11, and all you need is a Katoa try, it's very tempting.
Yeah, because I think
tempting.
he's still playing. He's like just under 2, I think. You'd think he would be the favourite as well. So I'm glad the Mulatalo thing, as you say, whoever's the favourite, go the opposite. Mulatalo's still the favourite.
His Katoa's $1.80.
Yeah.
Listen, as the great Tommy Tobler said last week in regards to betting on Anzac Day tour, you just got to bet into streaks. You got to bet into them. You got to bet all the way into a streak. And the Sharks are the hottest team in rugby league right now. There's no denying it. Nico Hines has got it on a fucking string. And the man is dangerous. If you don't think the Sharks are going to want to pound the old rival, the Dragons, at home into the core of the earth and give a little bit of a fucking finger up to old Flano, then you don't get rugby league at all. I like the Sharks -13.5. I like Qatar on the right edge. I'm double staking at 274. It's a bit of an insight into what my all or nothing bet on the hot seat's going to be. I'm leaving it late, 4 p.m. Sunday afternoon. I want to build drama. Okay, I'm a thespian, punters and dribblers. I'm a thespian, and this is going to be my final act. Now, the Lippy, Ronaldo, anytime into Teague, Wilton, 429, boring bet, whatever, who cares? That's the round. That's it. We're going to go scooping units now, and I will be throwing it over to Mr. Unit Scooper himself, Sebo, of That's All He's Got Left fame, just to see how in God's name he's going to get out of this fucking hole he's in.
Well, I kind of changed my unit scooper a little bit. What I've done is I've taken the things that I'm actually bullish on, because when you're putting these things together, sometimes okay, I just need to find a try scorer, and you just you don't actually believe in it. I believe in this unit scooper. I believe in Harvey Dent kind of vibes. This is I banged on about the Warriors line. Why? We've already talked about that. -4.5. Dallin, he's going to pop up. It's like card counting. All the face cards haven't come. He's going to come. He wasn't there last week. He's coming. Katoa, we've all talked about Nico being on that side. Nickera, again, same thing. Nico. Then my breadcrumb, I shat on Taruva, and I did have Targo there originally, who's fucked me twice with unit scoopers. All I need is him. I shat on Taruva. I'm adding him in for Targo. Then Jerome Hughes. I swapped out Munster for Hughes. Breadcrumb myself. Add all that together, and you are getting 81.25. This is the beginning of my comeback. Get on this, because we know I perform under pressure, responsibly, of course, but I fucking love this scooper.
Rue?
Mate, wet weather this weekend. Look long, play short. We've already spoken about it. I'm going to take 3 back rowers this week that I like. I love Nat Butcher running at Ezra Mam in that Broncos game. Sean Bloor, I think last week, Cam Munster, there was a play there where he could have put it in Bloor's hands and he just put the ball down. Instead, he kicked over 4 heads and landed on a 10-cent piece. For Coates, I think Bloor crosses, and with Nico firing, Britt Nickera, mate, I love this bet. $71.50.
Very nice,
That's
Roo.
pretty good.
Very
good.
nice, Roo.
Thank you.
Very nice. Might have a little dabble on that myself. I'm going to Nazaki this week, punters and dribblers. Just fucking caution of the wind. Panthers -15.5, Raiders +13.5, Roosters +8.5, Dogs -7.5, Storm -14.5, Dolphins +8.5, Warriors -4.5, and Sharkies rounding us out -13.5, paying $162.62 rugby league cents. Finally, the Lippy, DWZ, Mulatalo, Cows -7.5, Broncos versus Roosters to be over 41.5, Saab and Harry Grant, $52.37. That's the unit scoopers. All right. Time of the hot seat. Moment of truth.
Yep.
It's the moment of truth. Time of the moment of truth. Not even saying it right. Nervous. Feeling it. Feeling the heat. All right, we've arrived. Week 11. The final week. I've got to get this to get the 1,000. Otherwise, it goes to the Roo. And he will be one down, one to get in his quest for, what are they called? Fucking hot seats. And if he gets 2 of them and he wins the season, he gets a bag of green. So I want to try and prevent that because I don't think he's fucking earned one. That's just my opinion. I'm a drama guy. I'm a thespian. And I've waited for the final game to put my bet down. I want to build drama throughout the weekend. I want to build drama throughout the Sunday. And I want it to culminate 4 p.m. Sunday night when the Sharks take on the old foe, the Dragons. I've taken the Sharks -13.5. Now, I can hear the sniggers out there. I can hear people going, what the fuck are you doing, mate? It's going to be raining. What the hell are you doing? Yeah, it is going to be raining, which means shit teams find it even harder to score points. And the Dragons suck. All they do is fucking kick the ball to Lomax. Kick. Kick's going to be coming off the boot all bloody sprayed and wet and shit. So I like Nico to run the boys around the park and dominate. Sharks -13.5 will give me the 1,000. Channel it in. Tim Nacky style. Channel it in! Sharks -13.5. Let's do it.
Fucking love your hot seat bet. In the pissing rain at Shark Park with Shane Flanagan. He's got a pole up his ass this week, ready to show everyone he can coach against his former club. 13.5 is a lot of points in the wet. I love this.
You know what I also saw? I was running my eye over Urizaki, and it's like, okay, I probably would have gone all those same lines, but the fact that the Sharks is your last leg as well, like you're really setting yourself up. For,
It's all or nothing. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
it's
I know.
glory.
I know. It's just
glory, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Glory.
I've been there before.
Glory is, listen, if I fall short, so fucking be it. I'll be annoyed, but I won't be that annoyed, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I'll get up tomorrow and just go about my life on Monday morning. I'll be Devo for but a moment. But it's not as if I got knocked out in front of 3,500 people. You know what I mean? Like Josh did. So, not the end of the world.
I will just say, too, if the Dragons show up on Sunday and, keep that game close or win, I'm then 1 from 1 as far as the hot seat goes, only needing 1 from 2, and I'm currently leading the leaderboard. I'm getting close to that baggy green, boys.
Yeah. Yeah, if you get the
This
hot
is
seat.
big this week. This is huge.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. Then you got 2 other shots at the hot seat. It's a huge week.
It's a massive week.
If you listen to the show, like the Sunday game, this Sharks game is the game of the round for multiple reasons right now.
It's huge.
There's a recipe of baggy greens, there's Azakis, there's hot seats.
Yeah.
There's everything.
It's toey stuff.
I have a terrible record in Supercoach, boys, with captaining Nico Hines. When I'm not on him, he goes berserk. When I'm on him, he goes shit. For this reason, I am 100% captaining him this week.
Plain dirty, Roo. Love it. I invite it, mate. Sharks go out there and hump well. Shout out to Neds. Thank you, as always, for your support. Thank you, Rando. And we'll see you all next week.
You win some, you lose more. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website